Hi guys, it's good. It's what? It's good. It's what? Welcome to Storytime Saturday and also season 2, episode 3 of My Sanity or Your Beliefs. Now, if you see me, you know you have to go grab yourself a snack or a whole meal, water or an energy drink. Kama ni mtu wa kuinama, make sure you have people around you to hold you when you faint. Let's go. Today's story is about a girl named Chantel. Now, Chantel is a princess, a baddie, born and raised, but life took such a drastic turn that turned her into a sad bitch, but she's slowly rising into a savage again. Let's do a background check on Chantel and her family so that we can get to understand her and this story better. Chantel was raised with both her parents until she got to 15 years. Now, she was the last born in her family and had one sibling, that is an older sister. Her family was financially stable and her father was the breadwinner of their family. The mom used to do businesses here and there, for example, making soap at home, even sometimes mixing up perfumes. She doesn't know how, but she used to do it. Her parents were loving to both her and her sibling, and we'll name the sister Grace. Kwa hii familia kulikuwa na kashida kadogo tu, and that is with the extended family. Anytime Chantel's family would go to Ushago, they'd be treated differently from other family members, especially by the shosho, and they never used to understand why, including Grace. She was like, okay. And every time wakitoka Ushago, the parents used to argue, and the kids would never understand why. Sometimes Chantel would be in her room on her tablet or reading a book or coloring a drawing, and she'd hear shouting, and she's like, what is happening? And then Grace, her loving sister, would come into the room, and Chantel would ask, what's going on? Grace would be like, adults sometimes like to talk loudly. You know how they were raised, even their parents used to talk loudly. So maybe sometimes they are like that. Well. And Chantel took that reason and went with it. With that information, let's fast forward to when Chantel was in high school. Some information that will help us hukombele kwa history. When Chantel was in high school, her sister was in university, second year. So when Chantel was joining high school, her mother got pregnant. And obviously, you'll tell your family members, they'll pray for you, tell you congratulations. So the parents did that. They told the relatives on both sides, the mom side and the dad side. The dad to Chantel told the mom. Now, at first, venye aliambia the mom, that is Chantel's grandmother, her voice was like, I can remember, it's not like she liked this family, especially Mama Chantel. But okay, people change. So in this convo, the dad told the grandma that, you know what, Mama Chantel is looking for a house help and we'd like your help with it. And the grandma said, mimi si najua wasichana wengi sana huku, so naweza watumia any girl, don't worry, she'll be there in 2 days. The grandma arranged and the house girl came. Also, some important information that I forgot to give is Chantel used to go to a day high school. It was kind of like an international high school, but it was a private school. Hizo shule unasikianga mtu akisema, oh my god, we had chicken for lunch, and you're like, chicken? So in 2 days, the house help came. And when she arrived, the dad wasn't home. It was only the mom. So the mom was giving her like a tour of the house, telling her, this is how you do things. I'll need help here because now, my pregnancy is kind of growing and, I won't be able to do this and that. Fiti. In the evening, the dad came home. Akaekelea bag yake kwa sofa na sink in and remove this sound like, when fathers arrive home and they just want to signal that they are so tired, so you should not disturb them. Yeah, that sound. Akaachwa kupumzike. By this time, he had not met the house help. So like 30 minutes later, Mama Chantel came and introduced the house help. She's like, this is the woman that your mom sent to help me with some activities. Na venye Baba Chantel aliona this lady, like the house help, he was like, Huyu ndo ametumwa? Oh, okay. He looked shocked and a little disturbed. So, what's that about?
Wewe sina kujua. Nakujua, si ndio? Unamjua? Najua igabe.
2 months passed, the house help was doing what she was supposed to do, everything was okay, Mama Chantel was okay, and amsaidia, kila kitu iko sawa. Now, there was this weekend that Mama Grace wasn't home, and Grace had also gone to hang out with her friends, so Chantel was the only one who was stuck at home doing her homework together with the house help and also the dad. So there were only 3 people in the house. Huko masaa za lunchtime zikienda kufika, Chantel akasema, let me go down to the kitchen, maybe grab a snack or check if food is ready because I'm hungry. All this studying got my stomach grumbling. So okay, she went downstairs na venye alienda kufika kitchen. Now this is how their house was. Hapo kwa staircase, ukichungulia hivi, you can see the kitchen, not the whole kitchen, like just half the kitchen. So as she was walking towards the kitchen, she decided to make her footsteps very quiet and go very slowly. Akifika hapo kwa hiyo staircase where you can do this to your head and then you see the kitchen, she saw her dad and the house help. And then the voices were so low, like And both their body languages were kind of suggestive. Like, we want to, but we don't want to. Like, I'm touching you, but I'm not touching you. You get what I'm saying? So when she saw this, alipiga reverse, slow footsteps, akakanyanga hizo stairs na akaenda juu mali alikuwa na akanyamazia. That evening when the mom came back, or even the sister, she did not mention a word. Alinyamaza. I'm literally only 15. But that night, she should have said something, and she wished that she did. Let me tell you why. About 3 months later, when Mama Chantal was 5 months in her pregnancy, this house help started acting weird. She started acting entitled, like she's the woman of the house, and she's not acknowledging Mama Chantal. Sometimes Mama Chantal had to go and like do her own duties, and she'd tell this to her husband, and the husband would be like, please, you know, mambo ya house helps kwa hii nyumba, it is the women who handle, not men, so don't include me in this, okay? I beg you. Who did this beat for me? Who did this beat go for me? She decided, oh, let me call the one who brought her to this house, and that is the grandma to Chantel, mama ya baba Chantel. And she started screaming at her like, oh, unakuanga mvivu, you don't know how to do things for yourself. Kwani you thought that house help alikuwa anakuja hapo akusaidia na kila kitu? Please. So Mama Chantel said, it's fine. Let me just do things on my own. 6th month in. Waka 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 waka. Arguments. They were getting so hot, too heated. Like the parents weren't hiding it anymore from Chantel or even Grace. You could see it's there. And it was always over that house help. Now I will tell you some information that Grace told Chantel Juicy. This is like last year. That now I'm telling you guys so that we can connect this story better. There was a time that Mama Chantel found this panty that wasn't hers in their bedroom, and it was like wet. So ni kama tu ni actions of juicy tu, like masai yadi. Ilikuwa like, what's happening? Like, So she confronted the dad, and the dad hapo sasa ndo alianza vita like, wewe ni nini? Hii mimba yako iko na hasira, hii mimba yako kwani ni nini? Kama inakusumbua sana si uende utoe. Literally said. That night, Mama Chantel slept in Grace's room and told Grace this because she was old enough now to understand. Things happened so fast. Hiyo mwezi tu, the dad kicked his family out. Now here is some other information that Chantel's mother leaked to Grace. Grace told Chantel, Chantel told me, and I'm telling you. The reason why they were kicked out is because Chantel's mother found out that the house help and the dad were having an affair, and the grandma to Chantel was pushing for this house help to stay at their place because this house help and Chantel's father had an affair kitambo sana, yeah? And the mom wanted this first wife, now let me just call her the first wife, like this house help, to marry babaya Chantel wakiwa ushago. Let me explain further. Before babaya Chantel akuwe rich, like before aomoke, alikuwa anakaa ushago, amelelewa ushago. And ushago, he had this girlfriend that he had introduced to the mom, and he even promised the mom that he would marry her. That girlfriend is the house help who is now at Chantel's house, or their house, their family house. Before atoke ushago, aliambia mama yake, I am going to try and find some money in Nairobi, and then I promise you when I get money, I'll come back and I'll marry her. So aliacha this house help now, the first wife, with the mom, but she eventually moved out of their house because brother ya baba Chantel's uncles said if this woman is not married to our family, she can't stay here, so they chased her out. But the mother has always intended for them together. That's why she sent her there as a house help to take over. Na venye alirudi, emotions zilirudi, na wakaanza ku have sex together in the mother's bedroom, as in their marital bed. Another information that you must know. When Chantel's mother got pregnant, she did not like having sex. She liked to keep to herself. Even when she was pregnant with Chantel or Grace, sex was off the table for as long as she's pregnant, even if it's 1 month, and she liked it that way. So when the house help came, the father saw an opportunity and he was like, wow, okay, yeah, this is where I'm going to be getting it from. And when he kicked them out of the house, that is Mama Chantel and her family, he told Mama Chantel, ya hapa ndo amekuwa akinipea, and hata wewe anafaa kupea ndio ujue how good it really is, and then you won't blame me for it. Now back to the story. When they were kicked out, Chantel's family tried to intervene, and the weeks that they were kicked out, they went and stayed at Chantel's aunt's place, yani sister ya Mama Chantel. But they couldn't stay there for long because also the sister had a family and a husband, and they knew they eventually had to move out. Luckily, Chantel's mother had savings from her business and also from money that her husband used to leave her, so they went and rented a house, just a small house, a 1-bedroom. The sister used to sleep on the floor, the mother would sleep on the bed, and also Chantel would sleep on the floor with the sister or the couch. It's actually impressive how fast the mom furnished that house and like paid rent, but pesa pia ilikuwa inaisha. So Grace had to find a job to help her family out, especially the mother, and also the school fees for Chantel. At some point, pesa iliisha, she had to be removed from that school na akapelekwa kwa a public high school, which was very hard because now she had to cope to a whole new lifestyle. Venye alikuwa nakula kuku huku ni githeri every night, my sister. Cool. Now for this part of the story, make sure you have some tissues around. 3 months passed. It was time for Mama Chantel to go and give birth to their last born. And when they were on their way to the hospital, Mama Chantel was saying some things like, I'm so proud of you guys and I'm so proud of us. Hata kama tulifukuzwa, tumeweza kuishi, tunakula, we are even like affording breakfast and I am so proud of you guys. So mniombe, nizae vizuri, nisiende ICU so that we can continue with our life better. And even as I'm there giving birth, just know I'll still be thinking of you guys. Now, let me tell you something. These are 3 months. Like even immediately they were kicked out. Mama Chantel was under a lot of stress. I'm telling you, a lot of stress. People from even the father's side were coming to her, telling her, familia changu hivo. And they were like, okay, it's your brother who has a problem. Why are you coming to me? Or even to us? She had a lot of stress financially. She got into a lot of debt. So it was like, how am I gonna survive this? Her pregnancy, ikifika 6 months, it wasn't easy. And you know, ikishafika 6 months, vitu zinakuanga risky. So when she went to give birth, she faced a lot of complications and unfortunately, she lost her life together with the baby's life. Some information that I forgot to give. Wakienda hospitali, the sister came to get Mama Chantel. So she's the one who took them to hospital with her car. Let's get back to the story. You guys know how the process goes. They will break this news to you, tell you we have a counselor, take this easy, this is what has happened, da da da. You know hospital stuff. Now when Grace heard this, Ali faint. Literally, she fainted because she was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Chantel took the phone, tried to call her dad. Her dad said he's not coming, he can't make it. He gave a lot of excuses, and this broke Chantel more. The family to the mother catered for the hospital bills. Luckily, that was out of their hand. Grace got better, wakatolewa hosi. Now it was the funeral arrangements and all that. As tough as it was, they managed to do it, and that funeral brought a lot of like more stress and more conflict because the mom's side was blaming the dad's side, a lot of things. But after the funeral, Grace stepped up as the older sibling and the firstborn. Thank you, cheers, and congratulations to all the firstborn daughters. I know it's not easy, but you guys are doing it. Keep up. We love you. If you're in a KaRma and you need help managing or running it, there's a powerful tool called KaRmaspace.com that makes work way easier. This is their social media page. Make sure you follow them for more updates and also for some financial tips to grow your money tree. Now let's get back to the story. When they went back to their normal life without their mother, I won't lie to you, it wasn't easy. It was very, very difficult, especially financially and emotionally. Walikuwa nafikiria every day, where will we get the rent? If we call this person to help us, wanatuambia wrong time. So what are we gonna do? 2 months passed, rent was due, so they had to move out because relatives weren't helping. Like wamepigia kila mtu, everyone who has money, managers of companies, wengine politicians. You know, sometimes, But there was one person who came through, the brother to the mother. He was the third last born because in Chantel's mom's family, there were 7 kids. So akawapigia akawashow, you know, watu wa familia yetu hakuna kenye watawasaidia nayo. And me, I really loved my sister because she'd come through for me. Nikimwambia aninunulia kachakula, ananitumia ya chakula na ya kamnyweso. So I will not leave you guys to suffer. Come to my place. And Akina Chantel were really skeptical about this because they're like, wait, don't you live in a, like, I don't want to call it, a place that looks like an almost slum, but it's not a slum. Like houses were so close together, such type of apartments. You get me? By the way, that's where most real G's are born. For real. You know how all families have this one uncle or this one family member who is lost. Yani yeye anakaa ni kama hana pressure ya maisha, hajaoa, hana kazi, hajulikanagi anafanya nini, hana gari, hana bibi, hana watoto. Like him, he's just freestyling life, you know, pressure baadaye. Now this uncle will name him Steven. He was like that. So the 2 girls, that is Grace and Chantel, wakashikana wakasema, we really have no other option. We have to do this. I'll ask Grace, okay, what about school? Because right now I'm going to a public still day high school. What will I do? And Chantel just told her, I'll be giving you fare from like the work that I'm doing hapa na pale. I'll be giving you fare, you go, but please use that money well because I don't think uncle will give us money. It's just shelter. Wakaenda kuishi kwa Steven, like the uncle, and it was okay. You know, Grace was not just staying there at Ikuka. She was staying there with a mission to get a job, a good job that will pay na ijaribu kuwa elevate while she's still doing her education. And they stayed there with the uncle for about 2 years. Now, how they were staying is the girls would take the bed and the uncle would literally sleep on a very bad mattress. I don't know how to describe the mattress. but he was also benefiting because zile vitu za sister yake ziliuzwauzwa kidogo 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 na wakapata pesa, na uncle yao alichukua a share of the money na the rest akaachia kina Grace. Within those 2 years, Grace finished her university education, akagraduate. No one showed up apart from Grace and the uncle. Na akapata kazi. Haikuwa kazi poa, haikuwa inalipa poa, but ilikuwa kazi ya ofisi na alifanya. Half an year later, she got a good job. Not that good, but a good one. Ilikuwa like kwa degree yake. Hiyo kosa alisomea, I mean. Ndio the job alipata. Na ilikuwa inamlipa poa, so she started saving up a little bit. Now, one day, as Grace was coming home, Chantal called her and told her, sis, huku kumewaka. Unajua venye hatukuwa tunajua uncle anafanya nini? Hadi tukiishi hapa na yeye hatukuwa tunajua. Anaamka tu anaenda anarudi asubuhi either akiwa amekunywa ama akiwa like, you know, na akikunywa hakuwa violent, alikuwa funny. So that was a good thing. He used to keep them entertained. Kamwambia, it turns out uncle is a thief and people are here looking at him, like looking for him, sorry. No, like literally, alikuwa naiba. Like he'd pickpocket stuff, money, sometimes he'd take phones, steal laptops. Sa zingine anakuthreaten na panga ukitembea kwa giza. So Grace akasema, okay, I'm coming. You just don't open the door, nakuja. Because in that phone call, she was hearing people banging the door, screaming, mwizi wewe takuchoma wewe, fala wewe, jinga. All the insults you can throw at a thief. Grace rushed home. Akajaribu kupanda stairs, akafika kwa mlango because there were a lot of people there. Akaulizwa, unaishi huku? Wewe ni bibi yake? Akasema, no, I'm the niece. Basi yule uncle wako ako wapi? Huyo uncle wako ako wapi? Leo nakwambia utamwambia, wewe, mtoto mjinga kama uncle yake. Ako wapi? This was like, Missy Dream, I swear Missy Dream mali yako mimi nimetoka job. And they said, nonsense. Nah, fuck that shit. We're gonna hit you. No, huyo Grace akaekelewa, anachapwa mabari. Mostly women were the one who were hitting her. Chantal could scare these screams because they were literally out the door and she was scared for her life. And she opened regardless. And she joined in. Akasema, hapana, mwacheni. Akaekelewa kofi moto. Akaanguka chini, makalio karibu break floor, ingie the next house iko hapo chini. Yo. Now people did not hurt them to the point where wanaenda hospitali or they admitted, no. But waliwaambia tumewacha, but take this as a warning to your uncle. Akikuja hivi awapate hivi, mwambie tunamtafuta. In fact, mpige mwambie sikanyange hiki kijiji. Usiku hawakulala. They were so like uneasy. They waited for the uncle, but the uncle did not show up. Weeks later, Grace was like, no, everyone here has witnessed nikichapwa. Kazi naenda naulizwa what are these bruises about, and I've saved some money, so me and my sister we are gonna move out. Regardless, I don't care. I'm gonna move out and leave my uncle's stuff here. Wafunge nyumba, waamue wateke hizo vitu store juu hajalipa rent. I don't care. So she moved out to a new apartment, like a bedsitter. She used to stay there with her sister. Her sister alikuwa anasoma, anampea fare, anaenda shule. Things continued as normal, and they stayed with her in that bedsitter for about 1 year. Now, what happened after that 1 year is legit crazy. One of their cousins reached out from the dad's side. Akawaambia, hey, have you guys talked to your dad? The girls are like, no, we haven't talked to him, and why are you calling us? Like, this is so weird. You guys never call us for anything. You've never been there since we were young. You've always hated us. What's up? The cousin told them, so yeah, this is what has happened to your dad. He was murdered about a week ago. He was found in his house with like a lot of white stuff coming out of his mouth. And the person who's suspected to be like the one who did the whole thing is the first wife. And she's nowhere to be found. She fled, but the cops are currently looking for him. So you guys just look out because hakuwa anawapenda. The whole family had planned not to tell you about this, but I believe you guys deserve to know even if you weren't close. But this news did not bother them at all because to them, their father was the one who was responsible for their mom's death. It is the mother and it is the side of their family which is responsible for their mother's death. So they don't give a hoot about it. In fact, Chantal was like, oh my God, we thought he was ignoring us. Come on, he's dead. Some weeks passed. They did the burial, but Akina Chantal did not go because none of their family members, including the dad, showed up to their mother's burial. So they said, I know. So they were left as orphans, but it did not change anything for them, the dad's death, because they were orphans when the mom died. The first wife was caught and imprisoned, and their grandmother, like the mom to the dad, is currently in a very bad state and in depression. Ako mgonjwa kila saa anakimbizwa hospitali. KaRma is real, guys. Even if it takes 10 years, KaRma is coming. Chantal has not yet joined uni. She was supposed to, but they're waiting to save up properly so that she can join university. But her sister opened a perfume shop for them or for her. A perfume shop store in Nairobi town. You know those perfumes that you usually buy for 100 bob? Those ones. And they chose to open a perfume shop mainly to honor the mom and also to remember her. So yeah, anytime you are in town and you pass a perfume shop, remember Chantal and Grace and promote them. That's the end of today's story. See you on Spotify. Bye guys. I love you. Mwah.